to math. Today, we're learning about roots and zeros. Okay, we're getting a little more into synthetic division. But before we get into synthetic division, there's always a way to find out, again, how many zeros are in your equation, okay? Usually involving polynomial equations. Even quadratics fall under that category. So if I have something like 6x cubed plus 3x equals 0, okay? We're trying to find how many different possibilities or how many different terms that we can find that will give us a 0, okay? Meaning that we need to find how many roots will give us the 0. Hint, hint. Okay, guys, a really big hint, okay? And it's a really big rule as well. When it comes to roots and zeros, the number of items you're gonna have, okay, is based off your biggest exponent. In this case is cubed, okay? The biggest one is cubed because this one only has 1, okay? The way we're gonna find 3 answers, okay? So you're gonna find 3 answers. We're gonna simplify this equation. Notice that there's something you can break out of this equation. They're both factors of 3, okay? There's also an x you can take out of each one because there's 1 x here, there's 3 here. So we can say that we're gonna take out a 3 and an x, okay, out of this equation. We're left with 3 can go into 6 2 times. We took out 1 out of 3 x's. We're left with 2. Okay? 3 can go into 3 1 time. X into x 1 time. Technically, it's just 1. Okay? Equals 0. Now that you have that, you have 2 different problems. Okay? You have a 3x that equals 0. And then you also have 2x squared plus 1 equals 0. When that happens, all you have to do is, all you have to do is solve, okay? Solve for the variable, in this case, x. So we're gonna divide by 3 to leave x alone on both sides, so cancels out. So x equals 3 into 0 can happen 0. Okay? So we have one answer. X equals 0. Okay? But remember, we have 3 possibilities. We already found 1. Now we're going to go over here on this other part of the problem. We're going to solve for it. We have minus 1. We have minus 1. We're left with 2x squared equals negative 1. Now we're going to get rid of the radical, okay? I mean, not the radical. I gave you guys the answer. The square with the radical. So we do the radical, cancel out the square. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Now that we have gotten rid of the square on one side, we're left with 2x. Okay? 2x equals radical of negative 1. If you guys remember, well, first of all, let's do this part first. Then we divide by 2. Okay? We're left with x equals radical of negative 1 over 2. What is always, or if you guys remember, on concept 5 from the last 6 weeks. We did complex numbers where we introduced I. When you have a radical of -1, if you guys remember, that becomes an I whenever you have a negative. So we have x equals I over 2. Okay? Since you took out an I, the I can be positive and negative. So we have a total of 2 answers. We have x equals positive I over 2 and x equals negative I over 2. So we have a total of 3 answers. We have answer 1, which is x equals 0. We have answer 2, which is x equals I over 2. And we have answer 3, which x equals negative I over 2. Okay, so we have 3 solutions. These 2 solutions are complex, while this one is just a regular solution. Okay, that's all we're doing today. Okay, we're just finding how many solutions, and we're finding those solutions. Again, ours, the biggest exponent was 3. Always in your problem, your biggest exponent, that's how many solutions. If I had another x to the 4th, then that means there's 4 solutions. If there's x to the 5, then there's 5 solutions, and so on and so on, okay? The bigger the exponent, the more solutions you have. Since ours is just 3, it's just 3 solutions, okay? Make sure you write it down, okay, on your notes. So here's your assignment for today. All right, guys, the assignment for today is 2x to the 3rd minus 50x equals 0. That's your first example. And then we have 12x to the 3rd plus 100x equals 0. Okay? Hint, hint. Remember, the biggest exponent is how many solutions you have. Okay? Make sure you find all the solutions. Make sure you submit your answers as soon as you're done watching the videos. If you have any questions, guys, let me know. And I'll be here waiting for your email.